Assalamu alaikum fam, hope you're doing well. So I just made some bone broth. And if you don't know what bone broth is, it's a quite time consuming process, but it's really worth it. So in the butcher aisle, you'll see beef bones. And they're usually sliced, right? Like about this thick. And you take those frozen beef bones, you put them in a pot, you boil them for over 24 hours straight. And then you strain it and you pour it back in after you've taken the marrow and the tallow off and you tossed away the bones, and then you get this wonderful broth here. Now, bone broth is really healthy. I mean, you have chicken stock, right? But bone broth is a more longer process when it comes to when it comes to beef, turkey, and chicken, because you're boiling just the bones. And then you can add apple cider vinegar, you can add chili flakes, lemon juice, whatever you like. I am actually going to add basil salt to my cup. And this is something that is really good when you have the flu, when it's cold season coming up. I mean, it's just packed full of vitamins. And before you go to take off the tallow, get a little bit of... You let this be room temperature first, right? And then the tallow solidifies on the surface, kind of like how cream does. And you take off the tallow and then you put it in a container, and you can make pie crusts with it. You can cook potatoes in it. It's really delicious, and you don't waste anything. The good thing about making bone broth is you waste nothing. So when you butcher a cow, you cook the tongue, you make tacos. You eat the beef liver, you eat the stomach, which is called menudo. You can do all kinds of different recipes with every single part of the animal. And the bones, you can give them to your dogs, put them in your compost pile, but you can also make a delicious bone broth. And it's so packed full of flavor, so much vitamins. Really, just when you drink it, it makes your just belly feel so warm and cozy. You can also use this for rice and soup base if you want. I mean, the possibilities are quite endless. You can use it for gravy. You add some milk, a little bit of flour, make some awesome gravy for some mashed potatoes or some chicken dish that you want to pour gravy on. There's so many things you can do with it. It does take time. You can put it in jars in the fridge after. But after you have a hard workout or a nice morning run, you come home, put a little bit of chili flakes, a little bit of lime, a little bit of salt, and it's just the perfect thing in the morning or before bed. Really healthy for kids. I used to work for a company, and they would always give us free bone broth as much as we wanted, and the cooks would make it, and it was really good. It takes time. You want to boil the bones, turn it on high, right? And then you want to boil them at a simmer low for overnight, really low on your back burner. And then when you wake up in the night to use the restroom, you check on it, you make sure everything's okay. And then you know it's ready when the marrow has popped out of the bone, and it just really makes your home smell like cozy. It's just this wonderful process. So hopefully one day, inshallah, you can try to make bone broth. It's really good, time consuming, but the results are great, and you can get bones for a great price, and you waste nothing, okay? You want to use every single part of the cow as much as you can, right? The cow pelts are great for floor rugs. They're great for your dogs to lay on. You can make brushes from the cow's hair. I mean, you can make a cup from the cow's horns. Every single thing you can eat. You can eat the testicles. You can drink the milk of a cow. I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff, okay? So waste not, want not. And the bones, some people, they don't realize they can make delicious bone broth. So hopefully, inshallah, you got inspired. I'm pretty sure you can find plenty of tutorial videos on YouTube of the long process, but it's pretty basic. Pretty basic. Just remember, you buy the bones, put them in a pot, fill it with water, boil it, turn it down to a simmer. When this dark foam comes on top, that's the impurities. So you scrape those off, put them in a trash, put the lid on, maybe leave a little crack, and then you simmer it for 24 hours. Then you let it get to room temperature, or you can just put it in the fridge if you want to do that process faster. The tallow forms on the top, scrape the tallow off, pour it into a container, strain it, toss out the bones, the chunks of marrow or whatever, and then pour it back, the strained part, back into the pot. And then you leave some space in your fridge, and then you just get a ladle, and then you put it in a coffee cup and have fun with it and drink it. You can use this in soups. You can make, instead of using water for your rice, use this bone broth. I mean, the possibilities, like I said, are endless. So hopefully you got inspired. Hopefully you want to try something new. And alhamdulillah for everything.